all of you who are watching. And I say that because last time I said, hey, everybody,
on the Pints episode.
Was it Pints?
Yeah.
Okay.
On
didn't
the
like
So
that.
What IPA.
So, hello,
89.
everyone watching, and welcome to...
It wasn't that I disliked it.
Two Beards Podcast.
It was clarifying that you meant everyone.
As opposed to...
Well, like, you go to a party, right?
Yeah.
You say there's 20 people. You might want to say hi, hello to like 8 of them.
Yeah.
The other 12, you don't really give a fuck about.
Sure.
So that's what I was like.
Oh, right. There may be people watching
that you're like, I don't really care about you.
Yeah, I don't really care. So, hello, those of you who I want to refer to.
There you go. That's all I was wondering.
Nice to see you. Today we're drinking some beer, surprise, surprise, and also talking about God knows what, surprise, surprise. Levi, what are we drinking today?
So before we go into this beer that we haven't had, this is...
Making sure I have any surprises.
This is the final beer on the list from my fridge. So I just wanted to say...
We will be killing ourselves later today.
Who knows when the next podcast will be? I don't know.
Yeah. So taking a little bit of a planned / unplanned break, which kind of worked out.
Not so much of a break, but more of like, we just want to maybe not podcast every beer.
Sure, yeah, not a break. Just like we're gonna be reconstructing. We've talked about this.
Like I might
get
a for example, I might pick up this 6-pack and drink a couple and be like, oh, we should drink this beer on the podcast. You know what I mean?
No, because this is the podcast.
I said, for example.
Oh,
in the future.
Okay.
I might pick up a 6-pack like this because I'm like, oh, I haven't had that beer before.
Oh, okay.
I'll drink one of them and be like, oh, this is podcast worthy.
Okay, but not that one.
I don't know about this. Is the last of the old podcasts is all I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, like, we're already doing this one now.
Correct.
So like, we're not going to do this one again.
I said in the way that I've never had this before.
Nah, you didn't. You left out some words, but I get it. It's fine.
I was using it as an analogy.
I knew what you meant either way. I was kind of being an ass.
An anagly.
An amalgorithm.
So yeah, today we're drinking the Sippy Cup Hazy Pale Ale, continuing on our series of pale ales from Good Life Brewing Company, located in Bend, Oregon, I think.
In case any of you really needed to know, the original gravity is 14 degrees P. Never seen it listed as degree P before, but this is only further showing how little I know and how much it matters about original gravity.
So they call the Sippy Cup the Sippy Cup because it's the solution to the foam stash. So if you look at the can, it's very much representative of Nick and myself. I mean, your mustache is getting there. Usually you don't have that quite as long mustache. You usually trim it up.
Yeah, but
you're getting there.
It's been going down, yeah.
When you drink a beer that has been properly poured with some head to it, you get some foam going on. And if you want to piss off someone who gets foam on their beard, or really anything on their beard while they're eating, tell them they have something in their beard.
What? I had no idea. This is the first time I've eaten with this thing. Come on.
I hate it so much.
Come on. There's one thing if it's like, you know, you've been hanging out there for a while and the same thing's been chilling there for a little bit. Then you're like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but that guy's been sitting there for a while.
But like some people, like you'll be eating a burger and then like right after the bite of your burger, oh, you got something on your... It's like, yes, it's going to happen every time I take a bite.
Same
like
with a sip of beer. It's like,
it just is what it is.
Every time.
Like, you know, I'll deal with it. Don't worry. I'm aware.
Yep. And so the reason why I trim my mustache is just because I do get so fucking annoyed with it. For 2 reasons. One, which doesn't happen as often, but still, wings, for
Probably
fuck's sake. Oh, God. Oh, man, it's so annoying. Like, you just have to, your face is going to be a mess.
You have to wait until you're done eating. Yeah.
And then you just wash your face. There's no napkins involved.
Yeah.
You're done, and then you go wash your face.
Yeah, true.
The second thing being coffee. A very large amount of my shirts are white.
Yeah.
And
the drips somewhere.
I had a time where I had a sip of coffee, and it had to have at least been like 5 minutes later, right? So it's been a bit of time. You know, I'm thinking I'm good, or really just not even thinking about it. And I go to get good. Well, I'm going to get dressed, and so I pull my white shirt on, and it's just like all up the inside, which starts to leak through the other side. And I'm like, yeah. Those are the times where I just immediately go to the bathroom and trim it up.
Yeah.
Like this, I can't do this. But
this beer features Galaxy, Mosaic, and Eldorado hops.
Have fun. It's
not really any of our go to.
Yeah,
I like a little bit of Mosaic in some things, but by itself, I'm like,
I'm a fan of Galaxy. I don't typically see them too often. I think they're New Zealand hops. But yeah, they're pretty tasty. I know Revolution has a Galaxy Hero that's very tasty. So yeah, interesting combination.
This beer tastes very like from a sound spectrum. I would talk about that a lot for how I experience taste.
Sure.
Very high notes. Very brassy.
Brassy is good word for it. Brassy is good word for it.
It's very bright. There's not a lot. There's not any malty or sugar undertones or hoppy earthiness. It's just very citrus.
I'm enjoying this, but there's I can't pinpoint it. There's either too much of something or not enough of something where I'm like, man, if it just changed that, I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, for me, it's. I wish it was a little it had a little more of the earthier hops kind of thing.
Maybe that's what it is.
A little more, bringing it into the mediums a little bit, throwing a decent, baseline to balance it out.
Yeah. Because it's got a decent body, but it's the actual profile that's got going on there that it's deceptive. I'm with you. It's definitely singing up those high end there.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty good. I like it.
They also say a light, medium-bodied mouthfeel. What is it, light or medium-bodied?
Okay, well, yeah, they didn't phrase it well. I get what you mean, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe throw a slash in there or something.
Okay, that would make a little bit.
Instead of a comma.
Yeah. It's like a medium blonde roast.
Because what this is saying, it's a light, medium bodied.
Yeah.
Wait, so the medium body is light?
Yeah, exactly.
Because medium bodied is also hyphenated.
Yes.
And so that's also a little weird.
But if it said light hyphen medium bodied.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably right. That's what they mean.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. But yeah.
It's weird how it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no grammar expert over here, but
a lightish medium bodied mouthfeel.
Get?
I would accept that.
Yes.
I would accept that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But what you got going on?
Yeah.
Again, it just takes a second for me to realize what you're saying. But upon first read, it's like, wait,
yeah,
what? I don't know. I've actually been wanting to trim, A, get another haircut, and B, trim the beard up and everything a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I am keeping it longer for snowboarding because I'm sure we're going to be cold as shit.
You're going to have a mask on anyways, so.
Yeah, that's true, but never hurts to layer up.
Okay.
Just saying.
I get really hot when I snowboard. I don't really worry about cold.
It's well, so like my body gets hot, but my face gets cold. So
yeah, the wind is a thing.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
But sometimes I'm like, why do I bring a snowboarding jacket when I could just need a windbreaker?
Well, my problem usually is that I'll start out with a hoodie and a coat, and then it's like after one run, it's like no, this hoodie's got to go.
Yeah, it's time to take the hoodie off.
This has got to go. It's
yeah.
Not right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I get hot as shit, and it only takes like a run to have that happen. So,
but yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to wreck myself.
Couple weeks.
I'm gonna be hitting some rails, some jumps.
Yeah, you might die.
Probably. I've hit like some those like tiny little boxes before.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, when was the last time?
Oh,
that's what I'm getting at. we're now old.
That's also true.
Vulnerable and out of shape and out of practice.
Yeah, so
put all those things together.
Because we are going 2 days, I am over preparing like a fucking old fart, and I am bringing my yoga mat to do every morning to warm the muscles up.
Okay.
I am bringing my foam roller to roll the legs out at the end of the day. And I am bringing a little massage ball as well, in case you need to get some more in-depth areas. And
yeah,
I have a feeling it's going to be like, oh, ha, ha, ha. But then at the end of the day, it's like, I'm glad I fucking brought this shit.
And I think we made a good decision just doing the afternoons because...
Yeah, I think you're right.
That way your body is a little more warmed up.
Yes.
A little,
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not like an all day thing. Because by the start of the second day, then if you're doing all day, it's like, I think I can only do like an hour or two today and be fucking done. So.
It'll be good.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good time. It's something, I don't know how long I plan on living here for, but it is something that I've always wanted to get into. It's just so fucking expensive to like start.
Yes.
Like once you're in it, then it's like you can just...
It's not bad.
Yeah, then you can like maintain it and pick up random things like as you go. Like, oh, I just need new bindings. Not like I have to buy a board, bindings, and boots now. It's just like, oh, I just need some new bindings. So
and paying attention to like the deals and sales throughout the year, and all that stuff.
Right.
Like watching for like special days, the things going, like all that stuff is important too.
Absolutely.
Instead of just doing like what we did.
What we did? Oh, pick
relatively last minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
During COVID, right? So probably no sales going on because they probably need the money.
Yeah. Well, and that's what it was really, where it just came down to, it's like, I really need to go this year. Like it's been, I don't even know.
An amount of time.
Yeah. Probably like 5 years.
It's probably been sooner than that, but not a lot.
4 or 5 years, I think it's been. So I don't like it. I mean, being in Illinois, I got to drive like a couple hours at least to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And then even that, it's like, it's not great. Like, the best, it's like, they're hills, they're not mountains. And the best like hills you're getting are like the intermediate. Like, I don't think there's any black diamonds anywhere out there. So, a bit rough.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
I am planning to break myself. You are planning to survive.
Yeah.
Just with your knees is all.
Yeah, that's really it. Like my knee's already broken, so
You've already passed that point.
What's the worst that can happen? Can't walk for a few days? Done that.
Right, there you go. That's true.
It's also just it's cold. Not just on the mountain.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
We got snow potentially coming in the next few days.
I was surprised yesterday you were the first one to to suggest you're like, so should we leave? Like, it's just not comfortable here.
Yeah, we were at a brewery and we were outside and it was very windy outside. So that was like...
Even next to like their heaters, which were normally like I normally take my coat off because we're by the heaters.
Yep.
And so I went there with that assumption. And so I only brought my flannel. And then like an hour into it, it's like, oof, that's a little uncomfortable now.
Yeah, I think to me, it's the cold is never like that big of a deal at a brewery. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, well, when the wind stopped, it was totally fine.
Yeah, but then the wind, that was like
constant the whole time.
That was annoying. We got wind, got potentially snow. It's really cold.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it actually does snow because it's been saying for like
I doubt it will.
Well, it's been saying for like the last 2 weeks it was going to snow.
Yeah, I really doubt it.
So,
but this week, like starting this, or I guess the middle of this week or so, I was actually going outside and I was like, wow, it's actually quite cold.
Yeah, it's legitimately cold now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might not, but at the same time, think of how much it's been raining. And now we have like the high of 28 coming up. So it very well could see some snow.
I hate February. January tricks you because it's like very cold early January and then it kind of warms up a little bit. And then February is like, haha, just kidding. We're staying cold. Still winter, motherfucker.
Gotcha. It's not great. Not loving it. Well, and that's why I say too, I hate it if it's just cold, and then if it's like fucking cold and it's raining, like if it's gonna be cold, at least snow. You know, I like snow. Yeah, I don't want it to be that cold to where it's going to snow, but if it's going to be that cold, I would rather just see some snow.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's very fun to drive in.
Here, you just get, like a day of cold, somewhat sunny. And then followed by cold rain.
Yep, pretty much. My aunt Olympia was saying like, "Oh, it's gonna snow soon." I'm like, "Yeah, thank God." And she's like, "Oh man, no, the roads are gonna be terrible." And I'm like, "Exactly. No one will be on them. It will finally be perfect."
You would think that, and there is less people, but the problem is that the other people that are still on the roads don't know how to drive,
so they fucking crash.
Yes.
I remember there was like a week where we had like 2 or 3 days of snow last year. It was pretty decent. And I remember that first day where it like really was coming down. I saw 3 or 4 accidents on my way to work.
It's so dumb.
One was like a fucking gigantic truck. I'm like,
yeah.
Your wheels are huge. You have 4-wheel drive. How the fuck do you suck that much at driving? I
mean, they are top heavy. It is difficult for trucks, but like still, it's just people do stupid shit.
Right. Like, I don't know. I at least personally, like growing up in Illinois where we normally get a fuck ton of snow every year, you just have to take into account you're only going to go 30 miles an hour to work the whole way.
Yeah, you just drive differently and you drive aware. Yeah. And you don't panic. I mean, that helps by like getting yourself in the mindset of like, you know, driving in the snow, things are going to go different. So you don't panic, but people just like drive like they normally would, hit a patch of ice and they fucking freak out. Yeah.
Like even like changing lanes is huge where people freak the fuck out when they're changing lanes. It's like, just move over nice and easy and I promise you'll make it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
And sometimes the other thing is like when you're driving in the snow and you hit some ice, you got to commit.
Right.
Like your car is moving, so you got to figure out the best plan of action.
Yeah, people do not know what to do.
Yeah.
They have no idea. I read someone in a Reddit post, which I don't think my parents ever did this for me, but it's absolutely genius. Like when your kid is learning to drive and it's fucking like blasting snow, take them to a parking lot and like let them do donuts. Yeah. Then they will, like, when they accidentally happens, then you know what to do to be able to control it.
Yeah.
Or at least, you know, best control it. And I thought that was genius. I was like, I never really thought about that, but good idea.
Learn to drive in the snow, everyone.
Honestly.
It's good for you.
will literally save your life sometimes.
And learn how to put chains on. Also, you need to get chains if you don't have those.
Have chains, need to learn how to put them on.
Okay. Because we're absolutely going to need them. Like almost guaranteed.
Probably, yeah.
Even if we don't need them,
we need to have them.
They say like, yeah.
Yeah, I think, we'll feel it out, given the weather and how everything's handling. But I think I was told that there are certain times where you either need chains or 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 4-wheel drive. And I have chains. But it'll just be a matter of like, do we need to put them on or not? So.
Yeah. I hate driving with chains.
Yeah, I feel, how you can't go fast at all, right?
No.
Like, how fast are we talking?
Like 25, 30.
God, that's going to be rough.
It depends on the chains, but yeah.
So we're talking about like a 2.5, 3 hour drive if we really have to put them on.
Yeah, you're going slow.
Fuck. It's kind of what I figured, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's rough. Not used to that.
Not fun.
No. And it's probably snowed more here, it's probably snowed more in Illinois that doesn't require chains and less here that does require, but that's solely because of the slopes, like the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh man, you get a foot of snow in Illinois. Everything's still flat. Not a big deal.
My biggest thing is when it gets icy is that I have to remember that I live on a hill and I don't need to drive down the hill to get anywhere.
What?
Like to go to work, normal days I drive down the hill.
Yeah.
But like I can just as easily go the other way. And it like takes like 3 minutes longer.
You're saying take the highway?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I never do.
And it's terrifying every time, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not great.
It is a pretty steep hill.
Like, I'm pretty good driving in the snow, so it's not like the worst thing. And I have a good car for it, but I always think, why did I do this? I don't need to do this.
Yeah, there have been times, even in Illinois, on flat ground where I'm not going fast, I'm being safe and driving like a normal person should in the snow. And I've totally blown through intersections.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm not stopping.
Exactly right. I might as well hit the gas now because I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
Renee freaked out because it happened with her in the car one time, and I'm like, babe, I'm sorry.
Either I go through this intersection really slow and I potentially get hit, or I speed up and make this gap and I survive.
Exactly right. Yeah, because somebody else could be doing the same thing coming the other direction. So, yeah, no, it does happen sometimes. Like, obviously, there's things you can do to mitigate it, but like sometimes it just happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
Sometimes you're like, well, looks like I need to turn here because
exactly
should not go through this intersection.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully, my wheels can grip the ground enough to turn.
Mm-hmm. Good shit. I've driven through like. I've driven my tires down past the rubber in the snow, so I kind of know that. Like having tires in general, I'm like, oh wow, this is easy. That was not great. I don't advise doing that. But when you're poor and in high school,
who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl today?
Well,
for anybody, the Super Bowl. You guys already know.
I was gonna say, for anybody listening, it's kind of stupid for you, but you can
see how wrong you are.
Yeah, you can see how wrong I am. I legitimately think the Chiefs are gonna win. I think Tom Brady is gonna make a couple slips, and then he's gonna get frustrated as fuck at his team.
Okay.
And then he's just going to continue to further choke. That's what I think is going to happen.
They are the underdog, though, right?
No, I
thought they were.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Chiefs are. The fact that they have Tom Brady and they've been, let me look at their record. They've been like pretty great the whole season.
I was just thinking that they are the underdogs because they weren't supposed to win last game against the Packers, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then, then the Chiefs have been kind of supposing to get to the Super Bowl pretty early on.
What? Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Their ability to take advantage.
Oh no shit. Okay, so the Bucks went 11-5 this year, which was good, but not top tier. I mean,
well, and most of their losses were earlier on. Like they've been on a pretty good run
that's fair.
Recently.
That's fair. They were second in their division.
IIRC.
The Chiefs were first in their division, going 14-2 in the regular season. And maybe it's just because the Chiefs are good this year, but I feel like in general, the Chiefs are never amazing.
Kansas City Chiefs are favored.
Oh, really? All right, then.
Not by a huge amount.
Sure.
I don't know how accurate this is, but there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because of the record. Maybe it's just because, Brady being on the new team. I don't know. And then fucking Mahomes. I mean,
yeah, I think
beast. So
yeah, he's been doing well, and Tom Brady's just old.
Yeah, fuck this guy. This is what I've been saying. I'm sure he's older. No,
you're just so wrong.
Stop. No,
you're just wrong.
It's not wrong because hear me out. I give him credit. Okay,
you don't.
I do give him credit. This is what I say every time. I said yes. Tom Brady is a really good quarterback. I can unbiasedly say that he is a really good quarterback, but he's also fucking stupid, overrated. And this is, I mean, like
compared to who?
No, not compared to who. It's he's overrated because he was with the Patriots. They have probably, I bet you they have the biggest that's salary cap in the league, and they're able to afford the line that they have to be able to give him the amount of time to make the passes he has. If anyone has years and years,
but you're not talking about Tom Brady anymore.
No, I know it's all factors in. It all factors in.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you removed that, right, is Tom Brady still one of the best? Now he's on the Buccaneers, going to the Super Bowl.
I said he is really good.
No,
I just think he is overrated.
But what I'm saying is you don't use any evidence about Brady to point to him being overrated, except for saying the Patriots O-line is very good. No one's disputing that. What I'm saying is that while it may help Brady, doesn't necessarily detract from his ability. No, that's all I'm saying.
No, but we've seen that though, even this season, is that I mean, when he has less time to get the ball out, he doesn't do as good. He really, and I'm sure he's adjusted throughout the year, which is probably why they've been doing better the second half of the year.
That's what. I was going to say. Not only has he improved now that he's grown with the team, but also like he is older now, which does also play.
That definitely is an effect. Yeah,
I'm saying like he is now this old, switched to a new team, going to the Super Bowl against a lot of predictions. I'm just saying like that evidence is also points to the fact that he's a great quarterback.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't diminish that. He is really good. I don't agree with the people that say he's the best quarterback of all time. I think that's insane to say, especially in this day and age. Like we've
talked about it.
It's apples and oranges, right? From like the 70s and 80s and now it's apples and oranges because things are so fucking different.
Yeah, I hate the term greatest of all time. Like, and I always like to refine what I mean by that. I think greatest of all time really needs to be like era specific,
like greatest of his time.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, you might have an argument.
That's probably the best way to put it.
But you probably have an argument there with me.
That's probably the best way to put it. But I think there's an argument for greatest of all time. I just think that there's no way to objectively say who was the best of all time because athletes are incredibly different, sports are incredibly different.
Well, one of the biggest arguments now is LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a stupid argument.
First off, my immediate answer is just no. Like, just no.
Well, like LeBron in his prime could beat Michael Jordan in his prime,
but that's
objectively.
But that's what I'm saying. Where it's apples and oranges, right?
No,
where it's like,
I agree.
Yeah,
we're in agreement. That doesn't mean anything though. That's where we're saying we're like,
right.
So what? If Michael Jordan grew up
in today's world,
then who knows?
Exactly.
Maybe LeBron still would have beat him, but like that's the point. Is I don't know.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, there's far too many factors, and I don't know what you want to call
variables.
Them. Well, I was gonna say not illegal in the league, but performance enhancing substances for you, and all these different even just something as stupid as like protein powder. Like how many dudes were just like drinking protein for breakfast? Back in the 80s, and
just like our knowledge of nutrition and training,
exactly,
and all of that has improved
totally
so much over time that yeah.
Like all these dudes' fucking guns these days are gigantic compared to back then.
Like 20 years from now, we're gonna have another dominant basketball player, another dominant quarterback.
Totally,
that could be LeBron James, that could be Tom Brady. Absolutely. In that era. Like it's just that's how it's gonna be.
Absolutely,
that doesn't mean they're the greatest of all time. It just means, like you said, greatest in their era. And I think Tom Brady does fit that. As much as he, was carried by the Patriots and their O-line and Bill Belichick, like I think all those play together, and that's something that doesn't diminish the quality of Tom Brady.
Sure, yeah, and I think being able to play on a team like that, like if he were to be growing in his career with another team, I think he wouldn't be as good as he is now. I think he is very fortunate enough to be able to play for the Patriots for the amount of time that he did, because I don't think he would be as good as he is today without being on that team, with that coaching, with that O-line that he's been able to have, So, but again, it doesn't diminish how good he is now. Like it's just, he was fortunate enough to be able to make it there and be able to hone his skills. But yeah. But that's all I ever say is he is really good, but just a little overrated, because I don't think 100% of the credit should go to him. That's all that I say with that.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks have one of the most overrated quarterbacks in Russell Wilson.
Right.
And this is where I see the difference between someone like Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, is that Russell Wilson, while very good, is very good at specific aspects of his play. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't had the most consistent career across defensive changes, O-line changes. Like every year, it's always something like, oh, we would do a little bit better if our O-line was better. Not really, when we improved it. Oh, now we've got our O-line better. Our defense isn't as good. Maybe we would win those games if we had a better defense. But it's like, okay, but in any case, Russell's not carrying his weight through those changes, whereas like Tom Brady has. Mm-hmm. And, like you said, the Patriots have this like stable organization that really helps him do that. But, now he's on the Buccaneers and he's going to the Super Bowl. Like that's pretty, impressive.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna look up their record from last year, because I'm very curious to see how big of a change that was. 2019 record. Okay, I don't know. Oh. It looked up the Wisconsin Bucks basketball team.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what people would be looking up. Thanks, Google.
Okay, 1920. Yeah, so the Bucks went 7-9 last season. So it's very middle of the road, not amazing. Actually, everyone in their division kind of sucked except the Saints. So, Saints have been consistent year to year. And I think even the previous season, they were. Oh, now I see every team. Yeah, the 18 to 19 season, they were 13-3, and I think they had the exact same record in the 19-20. And then this year they're 14-2, was it? Or sorry, no, not 14. Jesus Christ. Yeah. 12-4. So, yeah, Saints have been consistently amazing. The Bucks, I mean, you saw they significantly improved, and in the 2018-19 season, they were 5-11.
Not great.
So,
big improvement this year.
I will never give you a compliment, Tom Brady, but
the Bucks are doing well this year.
Stats speak for themselves. So,
and Drew Brees is getting old too, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Saints quarterback.
Let's see here. Drew Brees is 42 years old.
Dang,
this dude's about done.
That's crazy.
It's insane that he's led their division at least the last 3 years in a row. I haven't gone further back than that, but at 40, 41, 42, fucking led their division.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts. That's impressive.
I just like it, that kind of blows my mind that someone's like can maintain that elite athleticism to that age.
It's exactly your comment about fucking McElhenney, where he's like, oh yeah, you want to learn how to get this ripped in a year? It's super easy. All you have to do is be able to pay millions of dollars to all of your trainers and nutritionists. It's like,
live your life completely dedicated to that routine forever, every day.
And that's it.
Take no breaks. It's that easy.
Simples.
But that's the thing, though. Like, that's why I give, the Tom Brady's, the Drew Brees credit of the world. Like, their life is
their life. Yeah, it's their life. And it's not like that's the it's not like those are the anomalies either. Like, that's like across the board. That's what these guys at these age say. I look at Tony Hawk, who has been like an inspiration to me, and it's like the guy, I mean, is now like early to mid 50s, I think, and he says they always say that too. He's like, man, how are you still doing this like at your age? And he's like, well, first off, I'm not doing what I was back then. Now he's like, I've definitely dialed it back. But at the same time, it's like he's that's what he says. He's like, every day, I do it every day.
He's never stopped.
Right. That's what it always comes back to, is just there's no stopping. It has to be your life, because otherwise it's insanely unrealistic. It's just not the case. I mean, obviously, like, there's something to be said for just staying relatively active and being able to take care of your body, to be able to at least
not running a podcast on beer, stuff like that.
It's probably not a good start. No, not in our mid to late 20s. But yeah, I mean,
listen, all I'll say is I hope that, we have the fortitude to keep doing what we do till early 40s,
drink beer,
mid 40s.
It's going to be a rough journey, but
I think we can keep up our, ability here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
consistency is key, though.
That's what it is, consistently, because once you stop, then you kind of lower your tolerance, and then it's all downhill from there. Then you're just then you're fat and drunk.
What would we be doing at that point? Drinking ciders? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's it's scary to even think about.
That's the equivalent of like going to your local rec league from pros. Ciders.
Oof. Yeah, scary to think about. I've been cutting back a lot. This Bud Light that I bought recently that was promoted to me by this fucking bullshit. I like don't buy beer anymore. I like don't have it outside of like the going to E9 and the podcast. So
I'll do like the red cans, similar to the Bud Light thing. But that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, alcohol in general, like I've got, actually I'll have to send you a picture of one my brother got me a couple bottles of whiskey for my birthday, and he got me the one. Is it High West's the peanut butter whiskey?
Oh,
who makes that?
Screwball.
Yeah, Screwball. Yeah, Screwball. He got me that, and then he also got me. I can't remember the other one, but that one I'm pretty excited for. It looks really good. So I'll just send you a picture of it.
Not a fan of Screwball.
It's it has its place.
Did you get your grape cider with it?
I did not get grape cider with it, no. But I did have some with some chocolate pudding. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I just can't do sweet liquors. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's definitely not my preference, not my forte. But he got it for me, and I was like, I don't dislike it.
Yeah,
and
sure.
And yeah, like I said, I had it with some pudding, and I was like, it's kind of like a Reese's. It's not bad.
Pretty good dessert.
Yeah. So it's a dessert whiskey for sure. Definitely not like let's have some whiskey.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. But the other one I'm excited for. That one looks good. So all that to say, I haven't been really drinking alcohol though, outside of the podcast stuff.
Time to get skinny.
Honestly, I'm trying a little bit by little bit more to at least shed some poundage.
And then, but you like at some point you gotta commit.
Oh yeah,
you know
absolutely. I mean? And I'm going. I don't want to bulk at all. I think the only way I would want to bulk is for climbing, and it would solely just be like forearm and grip strength, and shoulders as well. But even outside of that, it's like I'm not trying to be the best climber in the world.
I was just saying, at some point you gotta in order to really lose weight, you gotta.
Oh yeah, no, I plan on, as disgusting as it sounds, I plan on starting going for some runs soon here. Not very long ones.
That's horrible.
I know, absolutely it is. That's what I've come to.
Horrible.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's my worst nightmare.
Yeah,
I have said my entire life, I'm like, I fucking hate running.
Might need to go to therapy.
Well, so I was sitting on my couch thinking, I'm like, I haven't really changed my diet. Like, sure, maybe my metabolism has slipped a little bit, but honestly, probably not much. I'm like, I really hate running. But when I was in high school, much as I hate running, that's kind of actually all I did, playing football and baseball. And I actually did do a lot of running when I was younger, much as I hate it.
Just get a personal trainer.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Got money to use.
I don't know about that.
Well, I meant from work.
What? Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. All right. I'm like, speak for yourself. I don't think so. Yes, that's true. That would be a good idea. Yeah, that's a thought. I should look into that, actually.
I just think running, just straight running, just isn't ideal.
It's disgusting.
Well, not just it's just disgusting, but also I just don't think it's that great for you.
Well, especially for you, your knees are absolute dog shit. So it's like it would be the worst thing for you.
I also just mean just general strength and conditioning and speed training, doing HIIT training with various cones, ladders, all that stuff is superior to cardio and burning calories than
actual running,
than long distance running.
Makes sense. Well, and that's the thing too, right? Being in football, it incorporates all of that. So maybe I'm attributing it to running, but I did a fuck ton of other exercises too that probably attributed more to it.
And those are always easier when someone's like, okay, now do this for this long.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Than trying to build a routine.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, bare minimum, I would need to get an app or something to have a program with it.
Yeah.
I can't. Even doing yoga where it's I know some poses, but it's what am I doing?
Exactly.
What am I doing? So, yeah.
I could probably come up with a routine, but I don't know where to start
or how helpful these specific moves are to what I want to do. Yeah.
And my knowledge of the different things I could do is really limited.
Totally. Yeah. I think I've told you about that one girl, snowboarder. who like does a yoga. Yeah, I actually did some of that today, and it was like, yeah, no, it's like flexibility and like muscle stiffness. It helps immensely. It was nuts, and it's like immediate results too, where it's like I feel better right now just from doing like taking 10 minutes out and doing that. So,
all right, we should talk about this beer.
We should probably talk about this beer. Sippy Cup. Sippy Cup. How's it look?
Mango colored. Hold up to the light.
Yes.
You don't even have a good angle.
Well, I know, but as you held it up compared to looking at this, I could see it better from your cup than mine down here.
Yeah, I just meant like against the light. Then you get like real mango.
Mango. One of the things that I thought it lacked was carbonation, and then as I drank it more, I'm like, no, it's not the carb. Carb's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it's just the light medium body that disguises it. A little syrupiness.
Yeah, 100%. Head's pretty nice. Picture isn't necessarily a lie. I think it fades a little quickly, but nice. Nice. Sniffs? What kind of sniffs we getting? I have an idea, but
kind of that mango, pineapple, hops.
Pretty tropical, yeah.
Yeah. Not really anything deeper than that.
No, and I'm not mad about it. Like as far as smells go, that's nice, and I like that. Taste.
Bright. High.
She's so. I don't want to.
Yeah, we would, but
totally would. We'll throw not hoopy but hoppy in there.
A little bit.
I would bargain to say the majority of the flavors are derived from the hops.
Are derived from the hops, but like
sure.
I'm not. You hand this beer to someone who doesn't drink IPAs, they're probably not like, oh, this is super hoppy.
It's not really earthy. It's not very vegetal. It's not super bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
That's probably pretty much it for me.
Yeah, you're not really feeling this beer at this point, are you?
Oh, like obviously tropical flavors.
Yeah.
Mango. Pineapple kind of thing. I mean, I like it, but it's just
a little boring.
Yeah. So, like, I think if you walk into it thinking like, oh, I don't want a super hoppy beer, and I like kind of the more tropical stuff, and I like a crisp, refreshing, light beer, then this is probably perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for what it is.
Totally. It should need to be rounded out a little bit better.
Yeah, I think if they made this into an IPA, maybe threw in some more hops of a different variety, then I would enjoy it more personally. But for like what it is, it seems kind of like one-dimensional, which is fine for I mean, 6.4 is pretty heavy on ABV for a pale ale, but I don't know.
Is that really what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a doozy. I honestly thought upon first sip, I'm like, it's kind of just like a lighter tasting IPA.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, it's probably, mid to upper fives, but like mid 6 for ABV, that's pretty strong. I don't know.
For a pale ale, I would say. Yeah, they typically don't go that high. So, all right. Feel
light, medium body. Gotta put that in. Slightly syrupy. Probably like maybe a little bit stick because it's not like the most crisp beer. I don't know. It's not like sticky either.
The fuck was that? Is that your phone?
Car horn.
Oh, okay. That's funny. It sounded like a vibration. I'd say Carb.
Yeah.
Any thoughts for this bad boy?
Best enjoyed in the pool.
I would second that. Yeah.
It's not crisp enough to be like a lawn mowing beer. Like a hard day was work outside. It's a good, take me to sunny days kind of beer.
Yeah.
What about you? Thoughts, critiques, what you'd improve, what you'd change?
I kind of touched on the critiques a little bit earlier where I'm like, it's just missing something. It just needs to be rounded out a little bit better. I still, there's like a specific flavor that I want to pinpoint that I just haven't been able to, that I would like to add to this.
Piney.
Yeah, no.
Resin.
Maybe resin would be a good one for this. And that would probably kind of add to that base layer a little bit, make it a little, I don't know, a little sweeter, but I don't want to make it too sweet and not bitter enough. So, but overall, it's not a bad beer. I agree with you. Best enjoyed in the pool. A nice 90, 100 degree day, chilling in the pool. Like, this is a nice bright beer.
I don't know if I get that hot, but yeah.
Well, you're in a pool. It's not terrible. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice bright beer to take the edge off, but still keep you cool enough in the pool. And it's a little bit higher ABV, so it's like
having a good time.
Yeah, you're having a good time. So,
what are you rating it?
I'm gonna go with 3.5 good.
A little bit higher, 3.8. I think it's great.
Yeah, just a little bit below that. We're still both in that B category there. Like I said, there's just something in there that just doesn't quite do it for me. It just needs a little extra oomph or something. But overall, I mean, it's a good beer. They got a nice concept. I think their whole can art thing paints a nice picture, but like even chilling drinking this in the summers be nice.
Yeah, for me, it's just same kind of thing. I just wish it had something to kind of round it out, balance it from that sweetness, that brightness.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's also a pale ale. They're typically more one-dimensional than IPAs are. So, keep that in mind, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Or don't.
Live your life. Don't want to tell you what to think.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the next episode. We don't know when that's going to be. We don't know what that's going to look like. But if you want to continue seeing beer-related content from us, subscribe. Every Sunday at 10 a.m., we release our Pints episode, which features a local brewery or wherever we're currently at. Because, maybe we're traveling and a different local brewery is there. I don't know.
Sure.
But primarily, obviously, in Tacoma area currently. So, yeah, check that out.
Right.
Peace.
Peace.